moving into how you direct and block on a virtual set, and how to make the actors interact with the set. These are broad strokes, of course. The seventh volume is called Simulation and Comps, where we first talk about a different way to animate 3D, like particles and physics, which are based on simulating instead of animating. And then finally, we analyze the composites of everything we've done between now and then. Before we embark on this journey together, a final note is that you shouldn't try to swallow everything in one go. You can always return to details, and the most important part is that you just get the big picture. The goal on this volume is to understand that 3D is not a mysterious black box, but that with the right training you could actually do a lot of this yourself, or at least become better at telling others what you want. This entire volume is a little bit technical, and it's also a sort of prefix to the course. So we invite you to simply be a nerd and explore how 3D works. And then the real course starts on Volume 2. Don't feel like you have to remember anything on this first volume. The point is just to get an overall sense of how it works. In its essence, all 3D is made of polygons, which are 3- or 4-sided geometric shapes. And these are then painted in ways that make it look like we have more polygons than we really do. For example, by smoothing them out, or by putting on what's called a texture, which is basically just a photograph wrapped around the model. Keeping the polygon count low is important, because the rendering time is directly proportional to the number of polygons. In editing software, you might be used to renders taking a second or two per frame. But in 3D, it might easily take 20 minutes per frame for high-quality graphics. And that can really cramp your production schedule. So rendering time is always the enemy. And much of what we do in 3D is about optimizing the scene and finding fake ways to do things that look real. The best way to understand how 3D works is to learn how images are formed on the screen. And to do that, we'd like to teach you 3 core concepts, which are ray tracing, normals, and texture mapping. We're not going to lie to you, these are technical concepts. But the thing is that once you understand them, all 3D will suddenly become very obvious to you. The first is ray tracing and the concept of looking rays.